tell you that much. And with that, we are going to be heading into the game here. It's going to be G2 versus Complexity on Vertigo. Second map in this best of 3 banger.
Yeah, we're getting straight into it, and the odds, look at them, they've shifted quite a lot. Complexity now the favourites for this game, and, well, we'll see if they can prove their worth here. It's going to be G2 pushing in towards mid early on. Trying to create a bit of space there, but Nato over towards that B site. He's going to be under a lot of threat here as G2, they're going to push through that boost position, trying to split in towards a site. Rush has been able to catch one, but Amanek quickly deletes Nato from the server, and they're going to try and get that bomb planted, which they will be able to do. Nobody to deny it from the Complexity side as they get it down. 4 on 4. Rush taking quite a bit of damage, but look at the G2 HP. They are all quite low on HP. Amanek, Kenny, Hunter, they've all taken quite a lot of damage, and as they push forwards, the Complexity side, it's going to be Config and Rush finding a killer piece, looking for a little bit more. These last 2 players from G2 hoping to hold them back, but Hunter can do none of that. Nectar gets one. Poison will quickly finish off the round, and Complexity will get the defuse. They have the kit, they have the time, and Complexity may pick up the pistol.
Rush with the double for this one. Config as well. Finding some nice shots for it for sure. Complexity picking up the pistol. G2. 1 round down early on. But as I pointed out, T-side here on Vertigo can be very interesting. You can set up some great smokes from spawn, actually, to towards either of the 2 bomb sites. Plenty of opportunity here for G2 to go for something interesting on this map. But we're probably going to see a lot of rounds heading over towards the A-bomb side. That's typically how this map goes.
Yeah. And look at the aggression from G2 here. They're forced bought into it using the extra cash from that bomb plant, and they're just running in towards this A site. They've managed to bring it into a 2-on-1. There's Nato Sapphics all on his lonesome, and M4 picked up for Hunter and MP7 for Amanek, but with only 9 points of health for Amanek, and the bomb dropped in the open. G2, they still have a chance. Complexity, their hopes rely on Nato, and he takes down the first kill. That's Amanek, with low HP going down, but the long range on the M4 will win it out for Hunter, and they fight back. That second round force buy is so effective for the T-sides nowadays, especially when you get that bomb plant down.
Good aggression coming through, as you pointed out. G2, as mentioned, the A-bomb side is where to go on this map. We see it time and time again. If you just straight up rush the A-bomb side with a couple of well-placed smokes, a couple of well-placed flashes, you don't really need a whole lot of firepower behind you. Brilliant early aggression coming through there from G2. And now they're slowing things down ever so slightly. Going for something a little bit more safe in this round, it seems. Holding off for potential aggression coming their way. NATO Sapphics gone for a little bit of that aggression, but obviously he's not in any danger immediately. Fairly default setup here for Complexity as well.
Yeah, they did just drop that anti-force buy from G2, and now G2 looking pretty comfortable here. They've got a 2-man advantage against just these pistols from Complexity. Unless BlameF can do something magnificent here, I'm not expecting all too much to come through. However, he's going to have to backtrack and try and deal with this player who's made his way through mid. That is Jackson. He's finding a lot of space. G2, are they still going to get to A site after all of this space he's found? I mean, he's found a path into towards a B bomb site. He's not found a single enemy. Nato is over by the B stairs and might be able to catch him. Does spot him out, but Jax, the AK wins that fight, and it leaves it all up towards BlameF. A 1 versus 5. Deagle in hand, hoping that he can maybe catch a player over here. But it's unlikely. Jax will finish him off. 3 kills for him in the round. Eco Fragger.
That's absolutely brilliant from Jax, though. Not only does he manage to find 3 kills, he finds so much space. Opens up the B-bomb site entirely, and even after clearing the site completely, he still goes for that peek down towards, like, right below the steps to find NATO Sapphics. Brilliant stuff there from Jax. Absolutely beautiful. This round is going to be complete eco here for Complexity. The previous, they decided to go for the Deagles. This one, just USPs and tiny amount of utility. Barely any. Hunter, look at this. He's just sneaking his way up in the alleyway. Shutting down 1, 2, make that 3.
Oh dear. I mean, it is just these default USPs, but Hunter, he's having a nice little time and things. Can he get the ace? No, Kenny's going to steal it.
What a
It was
thief.
not. I know. I wouldn't be able to finish this game out with him. I'd just be, you know, get out of here, son. You're finished. You're done.
How dare he? Beautiful push coming through from Hunter, though. Shutting down 3 very quickly, then switching over to the Glock and finishing off, well, 1 more. Almost getting the ace there. Very close to finding the ace, actually. Kenny S just finding the last bullet to secure the kill on the final player. Is that really a kill secure? Was it actually a steal? I'm gonna go with the latter.
Definitely. Well, this is an unfortunate start for Complexity in this round. They've got the guns out, and they've already lost 2 of them. Hunter somehow killed himself. Did he fall off the map? Did he molotov himself? We may never know. Kenny S, he does know one thing, and that's how to take poison out of the equation. A quick headshot on towards him. I think just Rush and NATO Sapphics, a 2 on a 4. Kenny's going to secure himself 1 more. NATO, the replacement Dane. Left all on his lone snare, just trying to hold on to this M4 by the looks of things. Not really feeling a 1v4. Next is hunting, though.
Makes pretty good sense. Yeah, makes pretty good sense here for NATO just to fall back. But obviously, ooh, Nexa. I thought for a second that he wasn't going to check that angle and just jump into middle. That could have potentially saved NATO, but Nexa decides to double back and eventually shut him down. 4-1. Very, very fast start to that round as well. Very fast start to the game here for G2. And again, it's something that we see time and time again here on Vertigo. Quick aggression towards mostly the A-bomb side, let's be real about it. And then, like, a lurker who lurks through middle or lurks through the B-bomb side and comes out for a quick attack towards the A players after the rotation coming through. Gonna be interesting to see how Complexity decide to combat that, and if they decide to change it up a little bit on their CT side. Don't really have the money to change anything up for this one. It's gonna be a couple of Deagles, a couple of HEs, and a smoke. Try and see if they can set up an HE kill or 2. Obviously, by getting a lot of damage dealt with that HE early on, it gives them a good opportunity of dealing even more damage in the round and potentially finding a couple of frags. Initially, they're just holding back.
Wise to do so, considering Complexity, and they're just on their pistols. Don't want to walk into some sort of cheeky crossfire. They're just going to methodically clear out their angles, as you would do usually, preparing themselves for the worst. And Complexity, they're playing actually 4 towards this A site right now. They are going to send Rush a little bit further back. He's periodically been checking mid, but now we'll actually commit towards this A site with his teammates, and that's the right call because all these G2 players are going to be pushing through this A ramp position. Kenny S leading the charge. Nex has already found a kill, though. That nade doing a little bit of damage towards the G2 side, but not enough to really impact their confidence. And 45 seconds on the clock. 3 players for them to deal with in this A bomb site. It shouldn't be too difficult, unless there's some sneaky little plays from the Complexity players. And as the G2 side push forward, see what they can find. A nice opening from Config, quickly traded by Kenny S. And 25 seconds. This is awkward for G2, especially as Blame F gets one over the top. Rush is going to find one towards Ivy as well, towards the alley, and will quickly swing things into a very difficult position for G2. Nexa needs to find multiple kills here. Jax does get one, but the smoke occludes the player on the site. The box as well is there, and Rush will get another kill. Leaves it all up towards Nexa, and
Oh my
Complexity
god.
will fight back with the pistols. They recover a couple of rifles out the round as well. That is not what G2 wanted. They were taking things so methodically, but they just let the time slip too far down the smokes. Not really covering all too much on that site. Maybe it would have just been better to deploy the default smokes towards the back of site, and maybe one on towards Heaven as well, or towards the headshot box maybe. But
And most definitely, big gaps in those smokes, and eventually that's, or essentially that's what ended up costing them the round here. Decent nade. The timing was slightly off.
Oh,
Poison. That's such a good angle, and he's so quick on it. Kenny has had the right idea, but couldn't quite find the shots. Poison shuts him down very, very easily. Hunter still holding on to the angle here, not allowing Complexity to push too far forward and get too much information. Because if they manage to do so, they'll quickly realize that he's the only one there. Instead, we got a couple of players over towards the mid position, 3 to be exact. Rush came up big in the previous. Needs to shine in this one as well. Finds the first, gets the second. Eventually gets shut down. Jack's not a whole lot left for him to do either. Flashbang helps out a little bit as Blamef shuts him down. Hunter on his lonesome. What is he supposed to do?
Well, ideally find 4 kills in 30 seconds, but the reality is that NATO Safix won't let him get one. And it will be Complexity onto a third round.
4-3. G2, good start, but Complexity already battling it back. Pushing those numbers in their favor. I said they needed to change something up over on the A-bomb side, and they did. So obviously getting a little bit of help there from Poison, landing a beautiful shot on Kenny. And Rush out
as well,
middle as
kills. Yeah, nice double kills for him. Sets it up for this team. Well, helps to it set up a little bit extra as well, and certainly G2. They got themselves a nice run. Complexity won out the pistol round, but G2 force bought that second round with the bomb plant, got themselves a 4 streak of rounds, and looking very convincing for them until that pistol round from Complexity. Those pistols, the Deagles and the P250s, put in a bit of a spring in Complexity step once more. Now, we have G2 full buy coming through. 4 AKs EWP for Kenny. And Complexity, they've got themselves a pretty decent setup as well. A couple AKs, a couple M4s, AWP for Poison. He'll be hoping he can find another opening like he did last time, currently over towards the scaffolding with his teammate. Wonder if we're going to see any teams going for that Furia boost up onto the top of the scaffolding. That was a very cheeky angle that we saw in the Pro League finals from the Brazilian squad.
We've seen a lot of interesting setups on this map, actually. I think, was it... Oh, I forgot who it was. If it was Config, was sitting behind the pillar over on the scaffolding at the A-bomb side. Speaking of which, Poison clipping the scaffolding there with his AWP. Still lands the shot, though. This time around, G2 slowly but surely inching their way a little bit closer towards middle and the B-bomb side. Config, good frag. Amanek trades out. That's important from Nexa. Finds the double as well. That turns it back in the favor of G2.
Great work, but Complexity, they're going to fight back, and it does leave it all up towards Nexa now, who will secure himself a third and the fourth. Beautiful work from Nexa. He's just going to line up, well, not line him up, but he's going to knock him down either way. He just goes on a bit of a rampage that round. 4 kills for him. And a very lovely little round for the G2 side there, but they can't rely on Nexa just to go huge every single day of the week. It's going to need to be more consistency from G2. And let's hope they can bring that now as they get themselves a rebuy through. Amanex is going to go from Mach 10. He had plenty of cash in reserve. So that's a choice.
Time around, quick aggression over towards the A-bomb side, like we know it on this map. Good hold initially. It's Rush and Blame F, finding one each. Poison. Train down towards the Ramberry, and Kenny S finds the angle. Blame F still on this bomb site. He's sitting exactly where I was talking about. The position I was talking about. Right behind that scaffolding. I actually thought he was sitting in front of it. At that pipe that you're seeing right next to Kenny S.
The Magisk pipe.
It was Magisk, that's right.
Yeah. Natto.
I keep forgetting my Danish brothers.
Yeah, look at Natto though. He's on the flank. Not going to be able to find Kenny S for the time being, but he's able to find a lot of space here, and he's eliminating angles for his Complexity teammate in Blame F that will need to check. But Kenny S,
that's rough.
He spots him out, takes him down, and leaves it all up towards Blame F. And now all the intel that Natto just found is completely useless. Blame F left in a 1 versus 3. However, he will get the first. May walk into Kenny S's crosshair. He will, but a quick tag through the edge of the boxes does put him down low, and that will put him into a position where he's just going to save this M4. Complexity will have to remain on 3 for the time being. G2 are going to find themselves a 6th round on the board.
6-3. So initial good start there for G2 with the 4-1 on the board. 2 quick rounds in the favor of Complexity, and now 2 rounds in the favor of G2. Back and forth to start off with here on Vertigo. Again, we got to remind you guys that the map has been chosen by G2. They're down by 1, so they need a victory on this one to push it into Nuke. We talked about in the break there that if G2 managed to take the victory here on Vertigo, there's actually a real good chance for them picking up Nuke as well. As we pointed out initially, before going into any of the maps, this is very close to a 50-50 matchup.
Yeah, and those are the matchups I love. You know, don't fancy the blowouts every now and then. It's I prefer to oh, careful, Hunter. Just miss Frozenade a little bit, takes a bit of damage. Not what you want to be seeing, but hopefully it won't have too much of an impact. It does make him a bit more susceptible though. Obviously, that M4 now a one-shot kill to the head. And look at this boost from Blame F. This could quickly take a player out of action on that G2 side. I mean, he's got the M at 4. Jax is going to take a nade himself from the CT side this time. And as they push forward, Blame F, which way does he look? Neither way, as he drops off the boost, the Molotov comes through. That's exactly what that Molotov is designed to do. And that gives a lot of space now for G2 as Hunter, he pushes forward, quickly takes down that M4. The Mach 10 works out wonders, and he's able to switch out to the rifle as well. That leaves just the pistols for this Complexity side to try and make something work. As Poison takes a lot of damage, Rush will fall. Natto's just going to jump through the smoke. Config follows him, and they will drop like flies. Jax and Kenny, they've got a combined 3 HP between them. But for Complexity, that doesn't matter. What matters were the kills, and they found none. Amanex secures
Let's be honest,
the
that
final
looked a little bit silly. NATO
Yeah.
Savage and Config just like jumping in one after the other with the USP out.
Yeah, I think maybe they were going for the. Maybe I think Config went for the. Well, Natto just did it and it didn't work. They weren't expecting to do it again. Surely it'll work the second time.
I don't know. That was kind of weird. Obviously, you know that if you're in air, it's incredibly difficult to hit with any weapon. The SMGs are a little bit different, of course, but with a
And the
USP, you're
shotgun.
probably not going to hit anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they had pistols. They were forced out by smokes. I mean, I sort of respect the play, you know, respect the effort, but doesn't work out on G2. They sit themselves pretty at a 7th round early on here on this T side.
And again, we gotta look to complexity.
Yeah.
See if see what they can potentially change up for this one, because it's been all about G2 in the last while now. BlameF shuts down Hunter initially. Hunter, however, he is the lurker. He's always the lurker. They realize that quickly. That's a nice couple of shots coming through from Kenny. Yes, Nexa helping out as well. All on BlameF now.
Yeah, there was some magnificent flashbangs in towards mid then from the G2 side that facilitated those kills. Poison just peeked in towards mid and was just immediately fully blinded. And obviously got taken down because of that. And BlameF, he's just going to be going for the safe once more. His team all dead, 3 players to find. Not really a winnable round. It's worth mentioning as well, obviously this is an ESL Pro Tour event, just while we have a moment. So these teams playing for some nice, juicy Pro Tour points, try and get themselves to Katowice. And I believe I pronounced that right. I think Katowice, yeah, we'll go for that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's 480 points, or 400 points up for grabs for winning the event, which is a nice, beefy chunk there, because I think for Europe, Australia's currently lead with just under 1,200. So yeah, it's plenty of points up for offer, and obviously the further you go, the better you do. If you finish last, though, 7th or 8th, you get absolutely nothing, zilch. So definitely you want to win at least one game.
And G2 is actually still in the running for that. Complexity, are they in the running at all? I don't even see them on my graph here.
I don't believe so, because they are currently... Well, I think they're in 12th, 430 points, but I think they can get to the play-ins.
You're right.
I think they can still do it. It's not going to be difficult, because I think they lost a decent chunk of points from obviously switching out Obo to Natto for this event. So I don't think they'll get as many points, if I'm correct. I'm hoping I am.
There's still a lot up for grabs for that road to Katowice. Yeah, for this one, complexity. A bit of a struggle currently. Don't have a lot to work with in this round either. Holding on to their money for the next one, of course. BlameF still got that. Well, as I say that, or as I was about to say that.
Never mind.
Get shut down immediately. Rush. Is he spotted here? I think he's actually spotted. Oh,
well, he certainly is now.
Play. Yeah, such a nice shot.
I mean, this was always going to be G2's round. I mean, a couple kills found at least for complexity do make things a little bit interesting, but there's plenty of cash for that G2 side. Nexa 10k for him. Kenny S 13k. I mean, not much more to say apart from G2 of plenty of cash for the buy. I mean, complexity, a couple kills here and there isn't really going to make much difference apart from just maybe for their confidence in this one as they sit 9 and 3 down. Lovely nade. Obviously just wanted to get rid of that nade, buy up something more respective of the strat they want to go for, and Hunter's taking a lot of damage early. In fact, he's going to go down early. Taken down by BlameF. That's complexity. They get themselves a full buy through. Poison brings up the AWP. Amonek's going to try working his way towards this A ramp to find something of his own.
That's unfortunate. Amonek peeking out a little bit too far. Config shuts him down. Config falls back to relative safety. Rush chimes in. Nexa falls. Jax He's going to lose his life. Complexity looking to make this one a clean-cut round. It's looking pretty good for it thus far. Kenny has last man standing. 40 HP.
Yeah.
He does have that AWP, though. Could potentially deal some damage with it. Flashbang through. Oh, he deals damage, but not enough for a kill.
Yeah, the leg comes through. Obviously, Natto able after that to quickly finish him off. The up reset time a little bit too long. Config 2 kills, 300 damage in that round. He currently sits 80 ADR. Only 6 kills found in the game though, but he's got 80 ADR. Not bad. Finding a lot of assists, I guess. A lot of nade damage maybe towards that A ramp. As we do have a pause coming through for the G2 side once more. It is Blame F leading the squad in terms of the IGL role. It's Rush who's leading them on the server, 12-10. He sits currently tied for top fragger with Nico's cousin, Hunter.
Is he still known as Nico's cousin? Like, hasn't he proven himself enough now?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
and Nico
I just say
hasn't really been doing a whole lot either.
Yeah, maybe it's Hunter's cousin then, I guess.
Yeah, true. We gotta refer to Nico as Hunter's cousin now. I think that's fair.
The only issue is if the rumors are true and Nico does join G2, things are going to get a little bit wild on that front maybe. But for now, you can rest assured with just
Poison.
Hunter. Yeah, nice opening shot from Poison there. Again, he's going to win out the duel against Kenny S. He's done it a couple times on this map. He's feeling more confident on the AWP, I think, here than he was on Overpass.
He wasn't really hitting those shots on Overpass, as you pointed out. He lost quite a few duels against Kenny S on that map. This one is looking a little bit better, at least thus far. Still, scoreboard. It's not looking great for Complexity. Realistically, they need at least one more round here. I would say 10-5 is definitely doable for Complexity on the T side. However, G2, they're looking real strong and ready here on Vertigo. Did put up a real good fight on Overpass as well. We are looking to G2 to try and see if they can pick up the victory here and send us into Nuke. Jax hunting down NATO Sapphics, finally shutting him down, but in the meantime, Rush trades out. Nexa gets that one on to Rush. Brings it back to a 2. Make that a 2-on-2. Hunter finding Poison. Now going to be all on Config and Blame F all on his lonesome now. Hunter, nice couple of shots, nice couple of kills. Finds 2. It's Blame F sneaking his way forward, not so much sneaking any longer. And eventually Hunter shuts him down. Brilliant comeback into the round here for G2.
Yeah, this is a very strong first half as we will be getting towards the final round of the game. Jax. That was a pivotal kill onto Natto Sapphics on the site, dealing with him, denying the all per second shot. And it's... he almost actually gets a second as well with the 180. Can't quite, does a lot of damage, but it's still G2 who pick up the 10th and secure double digits pretty comfortably here. It's not really been much of a challenge from Complexity this game so far on Vertigo. Obviously, Complexity are leading the series after that Overpass win on their own map pick, but this time Kenny S wins the duel against Poison. They keep going back and forth. They keep trading out for that opening kill. Config, look at this. Well, he's dead. Never mind. I thought for a moment that would be a glorious peak. Blame F's going to try his hand at open though, and does actually beat out Kenny S. So maybe maybe we're looking at Complexity's newest main AWP here, Blame F. See if he can find anything else. Yes, he can. A second kill to come through, looking for a little bit more. He's going to change his angle slightly. Rushes over by that alleyway. And he will be able to take the kill as well. And that brings things into Complexity's advantage. They've been able to swing it around. Nexa and Amanek, the only two who remain. Natto Sapphics in an advanced position here. I was going to check for him. Well, we sort of do. Natto able to find the first, but now his body begins a long drop down. Amanek's going to try and work his way in towards the site. 37 points of HP and a 1 versus 2. He's actually going to backtrack over towards A. That Molotov helps to sell this B site, but how much longer will Complexity sit around here? 25 seconds on the clock. Amanek now starts his run. Oh, wait.
Ooh.
Is he too big for his own brain here, Amanek?
Maybe. He needs to hurry up now.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to get in towards the site, but Rush has heard his steps and has deployed the smoke. It's not really worked out the way Amanek maybe had hoped, and gets himself a 1v1. And will actually win it out. How the hell does he spot Rush there? A beautiful shot comes through, and now that leaves it up towards Blame F. A 1 versus 1. Amanek just 37 points of HP. Blame F with the AWP. And it's going to perch himself over behind the wood panel and watch from behind. But Blame F, he's coming in from CT. He's going to be clearing out a lot of these angles. Amanek isn't going to be challenging him for the time being. Blame F will be able to tap the bomb, and Amanek, does he take the peek immediately? Did he just check it then? He's going to try jumping over. He's making a lot of noise. He's shown his position. He drops off the angle, and Amanek, he's trying to back away. He thinks he's already won the round, and he has, I think. Not enough time for Blame F here to win it out. He taps the bomb once more, but he gets the shot coming in time, and Blame F can't win the round. It's going to be Complexity falling in the last one. 11-4 for G2, though. Nice work from Amanek there to close out a 1 versus 2.
Smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet, forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's emotion, the legend's spoken. This is my moment. Can't break my focus, know where I'm going. This is my moment. See me coming, better run for cover. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. Of my mind, trying to find a story to believe. And I've been getting sick of how I'm spending all my time, searching for a way to find relief. And I can stay inside, go to sleep, but I feel like I need to let go. And I can spin a web of any story that I like, but tonight I wanna make a masterpiece. Stepped out looking like a small fire, half glass and filled with desire. Head down, but I know I can't deny it. Life is fun when you're a liar. That I've been told. I'm gonna paint a new reality.
Well, welcome back everyone. Now we have it. G2 versus Complexity now for the second half. Bit of confusion there. for a hot moment, but we are back into the action.
Yeah, it is G2 who now sit on the CT side, and we'll be hoping they can bring this one back into a very comfortable league as they're going to lose the B site initially. Russian Poison, they pick up a kill apiece. Jackson with the pistol, trying to find something. Now alongside Amanek, the last two players alive for G2 is Complexity, who may be picking up the pistol round again. They went out the first half pistol round and still only managed 4 rounds in that first half, but nice opening from Jack to try and get back in. He's done down though. Leaves Amanek on his lonesome and trying to continue the form from that previous round. He cannot. He can only get one, and it will be Complexity finding a fifth, starting the slow comeback into this game.
You're gonna say slow again. Still have a long way to go, of course.
Yeah.
They pick up the pistol. That's a good start to it at the very least, but they're so far behind in this one. It's gonna be tough for them to bring this one back. I'll say it already.
Yeah, G2, they've gone for the force buy. I mean, well, I say force buy. They've left a bit of cash in the bank for a few players, not getting armor for much of them. You saw what they did on the T half, on their first half with that with the force buy, but that was on the T side. They fully invested off the back of a bomb plant. Now, oh, that's a nice opening. Config is going to look for a little bit more. Line it up. He's spraying into nothingness. He's able to stay alive at least. Gets the reload through. Blame F will cover him.
Oh,
Heck. Actually spamming through the wall with the Deagle, collects the kill onto Config. That's a nice one to find. If G2 can find a little bit more here. Now. Complexity, they're going to have the B site under control. Rush. The Mac 10 already pushed forward. He'll secure himself a quick double. And that leaves Jax all on his lonesome. Not really much to do here. He sits with a Deagle, no armor.
oh
Rush is
my
just going to bang
god!
him out the server, isn't he? That's one way to finish the round. Complexity 2-6. And they deal with that force buy pretty efficiently.
Beautiful burst action there with the SMG, and then the final shot with the Desert Eagle. That's one way of doing it. Rush. 271 damage in that round. 113 ADR. It's not bad at all. He is sitting pretty high up there. Sitting at the very top of the scoreboard currently. 18 kills for him. This time around, G2. Bit of a limited buy, of course. NES and Hunter still managed to hit some shots, though. They're actually quickly going to go for the rotation back. Hunter finds yet another.
This is not going well for Complexity. An AK picks up for Kenny. No armor, though, and, well...
There you go.
As I say that, it all comes crashing down. Complexity to a 7th, and they do just about manage to deal with that by from the, well, let's say by the pistols from G2. Sorry.
It wasn't pretty though.
Yeah. No, it was
They
messy.
lose a lot of players in it.
Yeah. But now. The guns come out. Kenny S with the AWP as well. He's been saving for that one. That is a luxury that Complexity side do not have. Config that he'll find an opening kill. And that takes down Amanek. Config, I think, is trying to find the gun. I don't know where it's gone. Neither does he. Still a nice opening for Complexity. On the T side, they'll be trying to get themselves a little bit more here. Try and work their way a little bit closer, because right now they only sit 4 rounds behind the G2 side.
Ooh. It's a rough molly, self-mollying over in the alley. Kenny very low on HP here. Complexity still figuring out exactly what to do. Still looks like they want to aggress towards the A bomb site primarily. Still got 45 seconds left on the clock here. Still plenty of time to work with, but if they wanted to go for a B hit, they would have probably rotated at this point, so they aren't going to commit to this A hit. More smokes are raining through. Still got a couple of flashes on NATO Sapphix. They are going to push their way in towards the bomb side. Should be able to get the bomb down as well. Rush, very low on HP, but still alive. The bomb does get planted.
Retake required for the G2 side. All four of them are going to be coming in from mid and CT to try and take back this A bomb site rush. Super low on HP, but Kenny S and Hunter, they're not much better off. As they sit quite low on HP. They're going to tap the bomb. They're going to try and hold the peaks from the Complexity side, and the kills is too flexible. Complexity, they're able to answer back. They're keeping it a 2-on-2. It's only Kenny S and Hunter who remain, but they're both the low HP players. Hunter gets one, leaves his teammate Kenny S in the 1-versus-1, but Blame F will clutch it out, salvages the AWP, but I don't think he's going to get away. Oh, the bomb just about gets the round ends just before he perishes to a bomb. Good work from Blame F. 4 HP from the dink of Hunter. Almost able to win it out there for the G2 side, but Complexity, they'll inch closer and closer. Now just
kind
three
of a
rounds
weird
behind.
setup there. Because Blame F was actually holding kind of a weird angle, and his teammate wasn't worrying about Ellie at all. So they knew that it was going to be all on Blame F in that situation. And they knew that they had to rely on him to clutch it out. Kind of interesting to take that, to make that decision, in my opinion. But hey, it worked out, so who am I to judge, I suppose. Blame F taking a good chunk of damage early into this round, down to roughly 50. Well, once again, it is going to be a bit of a limited buy here for G2. Do have some upgraded pistols. SMG in play as well. Hamanek finds one, quickly traded out. Boys needs to be careful, finds another, traded out himself. Nex and Hunter, they find one each. Brings it back into favor of G2, actually. It's going to be all on Rush and NATO. Try and see if they can bring this one back.
AKs for both of these Complexity players should be enough to win out a round, even against these 3 players. There's not really much armor. There are not many weapons. Kenny S with the CZ, if he can find one here, that would really help out his teammates. Now he's just sort of in around the front pillar. A little bit of damage. He can't find any kills, though, as he gets sandwiched between 2 of those T players, and now it's up towards Jackson Hunter, a 2-on-2. Hunter's been able to pick up an AK, and he has armor as well. He could win this one out, but Nato is going to be taking that fight towards the back lines. He's ready for it. We'll get joined by Rush. And did Nato spot him there, or did he just go under the crosshair? Rush has taken him down either way, and it leaves Jax now a 1-versus-2. As Complexity should be able to find a Night Fear. No hassle. Maybe he can find something with the Deagle. He's just going to back away. Doesn't fancy it. Maybe going to go and salvage an AK from somewhere. As it is Complexity to a 9th, and they keep working this one closer and closer, the Complexity side. A nice start to this half. Jax going to try and go for the AWP. He's at least a nice rush it for the time being. Can't get the kill, though, and Rush will be able to salvage it in the end. Both teams having the same idea.
It makes pretty good sense here for Complexity. They know that if their opponent is not rushing them to try and win the round by defusing the bomb or killing the final couple of players, he's gonna be going for that AWP that was dropped early in the round. It makes pretty good sense for Rush to double back all the way back to A prep, right below the ramp. He almost got caught there though. I think he got saved by the bomb detonating, actually. So the screen shakes a little bit when the bomb detonates. It doesn't affect your aim at all, but it like plays with your mind, I suppose.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want wanting to have a firefight as a bomb detonates. That's for sure. I mean, I wouldn't want to be having a firefight either way. Kenny S. Get something good for the G2 side here. A minute and 10 on the clock, and he's found Poison. That duel towards a ramp just keeps going back and forth between Kenny S and Poison. Neither one's really able to consistently win it out over the other. And as they try to split through the smoke, Amnex waiting on the other side, and hello. That is an M4 spray to the face. Plenty of damage done to Complexity, and a 5-on-3 achieve. Not really much for them to say in this one anymore. They're going to try and go over towards this B site. But Nexa is waiting, and Nexa, 13 kills to his name. We'll see if you can find any more here. That nade does quite a bit to Rush, to be fair. Tagged him down just to about a third, or tagged him down by about a third of his HP. 20 seconds on the clock. Complexity, they're really running out of time. They need to get in towards the site quick if they want to go. And 50 seconds. Nexa is still here. Jackson, Kenny, they're around as well. But Rush, nice opening kill. They're not going to check for Nexa, who's towards the back of the site. Is the only one finding anything. 8 seconds. It needs to be Nato to get the bomb plant, but he's not got the bomb. And he's left with just 35 HP. He's trying to find the frags. He's gotten in 2. I'm just going to try and save that weapon. Hunter smartly just tucked him behind the generator. Made sure he didn't get taken down at the end, because that was the only way Nato could win it out. So finally, G2 to get themselves on the board.
That was so important from Nexa, though. His positioning, he didn't necessarily deal a ton of damage from that position. He had a bit of an awkward fight there to start it off with when he initially peeked out, but he managed to get the kill. And furthermore, his position in and of itself meant that they had to clear him out before going for a plant.
Oh,
Rush.
What is Complexity doing? What is Rush
Straight
doing?
up. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's not worked out too well for them, has it? Jack secures himself a quick double. Poison, though, on the AWP. Has been able to recover and find 2 of his own. So, they've been able to bring it back into a 3-on-3. 2 rifles and that MP9 for Nexa for that G2 side.
Close, but no cigar. It's going to be NATO Savix getting that trade onto Jax, though. Still 50 seconds on the clock. Again, still plenty of time to work with here for Complexity. And they're using their time wisely. Something I've mentioned many times before on previous casts. You gotta make sure that you use your time appropriately without running it down too far. They're keeping their opponents guessing here.
Something that Complexity struggled with in the last round. They ran out because of the time. Nato couldn't find the kills or the bomb, but a nice shot from Blame F leads all towards Nexa. If he can get this first kill, it puts Complexity in a difficult spot, and he will. Gets the kill, the MP9. Not many bullets in the mag, though. Only 9 of them, and 9 seconds on the clock as well. Blame F tries to get the bomb, but Nexa, the MP9, will win it out there for the G2 side, and they find 13 on the board. They are going to at least find a second round on the CT half.
And 9 bullets in the MP9. Apparently 9 bullets was his luck, or 9 was his lucky number there. 9 bullets was all he needed to finish off that final player. Next, that beautiful couple of shots there, or a couple of kills there towards the A-bomb site in that 1-on-2 situation. G2, as you pointed out, just 3 rounds away from picking up the second map in their favor. Oh, this round looks pretty good for them. Again, it is an eco here for Complexity. Should be an easy picking, and indeed it was. Amanek with a quad kill. Farming money. That's one way of doing it.
Definitely. You love to see it. 4 kills, 400 damage. That's as clean as you can get for or almost as clean as you can get for a round. I mean, 500 would be a little bit better, but let's not take away from Amanek there. Big brain, big aim. Let's go for that. As he
kind of like it.
Secure. Yeah, works, doesn't it? And he's going to go for it again. Exactly the same UMP. Doesn't work out this time. Poison He'll spray through the smoke, collect his head, and I mean, I admire the attempt. But, I mean, yeah. Against the rifles this time, it doesn't work out too well for him. Now, Complexity, they sit with the advantage. IEM and Config, they're going to be able to find opening frags. They're just going to be able to steamroll this A site. It's only Nexa who remains. And well, a 1 versus 5, I mean, he went out the 1v2 earlier. I think this is going to be a stretch too far for him. Probably just has to save that M4. But he's going to be looking for a bit of damage. There is the smoke fading, so there's a potential for him to push forward. But as the smoke fades on the other side, Poison's waiting for him. A second kill for him in the round. Complexity, they get the way to double digits, 14-10.
And not over by a long shot just yet. Complexity is still fighting with everything they got to try and pull their butts back into the action. We do have a pause coming through here. Tactical timeout getting called by G2. Just talking things through. They don't have a ton of money behind them, and I think, well, they actually have decent amount of money on most players. Jax is the only one who's lagging a little bit.
That's way back to the pistol round. This is enough winning out a lovely 1v2 that helped Complexity get to where they are right now. And Nexa, his 1v2 as well. This allowed G2 to find a couple rounds in this CT half, at least put a bit of distance between them and Complexity once more. As we sit now 14-10. And we get back into the game. It is going to be a okay buy from G2. They have Jax on the MP9, but we proved Amanek is well, Amanek proved rather that the SMGs, they can work pretty well, as has Nexa. But Hunter, with the rifle, will get taken down early. Towards that A site, it is Complexity who have the man advantage. But only for a brief moment as Kenny S's AWP will find one in return.
Oh.
Blame F almost had multiple there for him. Amanek is able to find the kill, keep them both alive, and now it's only a few left alive for Complexity, as this kill could be everything for Config if he's able to secure it. Jack's looking the wrong way, but a bit of an awkward fight. Config almost gets taken down. He was low on HP, but luckily for Complexity, he's able to find the frag, stay alive, and put it into the 3-on-3. Amanek, Kenny, Nexa, they're all ready to try and get their way back in towards the site. And Nexa, he finds a little gap around the edge of the smoke. He's going to be able to push his way forward with the help of his teammates. They're all finding the frags, and it leaves it all towards Config. The man with only 17 or 16 points of health. He's over by the sandbags, hoping that he finds a shot through that little gap, but nobody going to be peeking. The bomb's dropped on the site. He's not got the afterplant position to play for. He spots Kenny, but Kenny spots him, and that means a world of pain for Config. A nice turn. He'll be able to find Amanek, finds the headshot, but Nexa, he'll swing out from the same angle, and Config's not watching it anymore. And G2, they do find match point here on Vertigo.
That was a sick little flick coming through there from Config. Unfortunately for him, didn't quite work out. 1-on-3, not a whole lot he could do in that situation regardless, so good on him to find a kill at the very least, but yeah, as you pointed out, match point here for G2. G2 need one more to shut this one down, just pull us straight into to Nuke, and obviously I'm hoping for that to happen. I want to see as much action as possible. Nuke, another one of those maps that has great potential of delivering. Interesting positioning here by Amanek, but Config lines them up for the triple. Oh my god, Config, he's on one.
Well, he's got massive kahunas. Will eventually get taken down. Next is going to be able to find a couple, but caught out by Blame F. The third player in line, Complexity, stay alive, and Config. What an animal.
Absolute madman. They kind of line up for him here and help him out a little bit, Hunter and Jax. But that fourth kill was absolutely brilliant. All on his lonesome, just pushing in. and shutting it down. Absolutely beautiful stuff here from Config. Couldn't really have been much better for him. And Complexity, they live to die another day, as they say. Or at least they hold on to their hopes and dreams.
Yeah, and well, I mean, this should be at least a 12 for Complexity. So we're getting some great games here. Obviously, it was 16-13 the first map. But 15-11 right now. G2 with just Deagles, a couple sets of armor. Not really much. If Complexity fall in this one, this is going to be a pretty disappointing end to the map, I think, for Complexity.
Let's hope it's not over just yet. Let's hope they can still fight back. They shouldn't really lose it in a round like this. We've seen that happen before. It's not entirely out of the question. AMF does manage to take care of Hunter. Yeah, good amount of damage dealt to Config, who had 2 pretty good rounds leading up to this. And now he's so low on HP.
These 4 Deagles can probably find a bit of damage. Say, low HP for a couple. It's Complexity pushing in towards this A site poison. We'll be able to secure one. But watching the back lines, hoping to take the final kill on towards Nexa. And he will secure it. Amanek gets 1 kill. A couple plays low HP for Complexity, but staying alive in the round is what matters for them, as it's a 12 on the board.
And Complexity just 3 rounds away from taking it into OT. Give us even more rounds than we hoped for. It was fairly close on the first map between these two teams. Went back and forth, excuse me, for the majority of that one. That was Overpass chosen by Complexity. They took the victory 16-13. Now it's Vertigo chosen by G2, and they're in the lead, just 1 round away from shutting it down, but Complexity not giving up without a fight.
Yep, just pistols once more for G2. Should be relatively easy for Blame F, as he's just walking in towards a site. Jax actually finds a couple with the USP, but eventually Config puts an end to the round, and Complexity 13 on the board.
Blamef just mowing them down. Poison helping him out a little bit. Blamef catching some nice shots there. Jax, as you pointed out, did manage to catch a couple of frags of his own. At least deal a bit of economic damage towards the opposition. This is the round that we are looking towards.
Amanek, he will deploy the smoke. Just off to the right a little bit from the sandbags. That allows him to try and get away, but Config guns him down. Jax will at least trade him out with the Molotov. Excuse me. And 4-on-4 here. G2. They really want to win this one out. They don't want to allow Complexity to a 14th here. This is already too close for them. It was, what was it, 11-4 half for G2?
Yes. Already a massive comeback here for Complexity. 1-for-1 trade into this round. Blame F taking a peek up towards the headshot box.
Ooh, Jax. Low on HP.
Oh,
and,
he
well,
burns.
Goodbye. Yeah. Blame F securing 1 more kill, and they're just rolling over this G2 side. Surely 14 for Complexity about to come through. Nexa's the last man alive, and Complexity have been pounding this A site recently, and they've just found round after round. G2 maybe facing overtime here. Things going very, very sideways for them.
Look at the money here on G2. There's none of it.
Yeah. I was gonna say there isn't any. I can't see it. Next, are trying to stay alive, but I mean, he's only prolonging the inevitable. Nato Suffix finishes him off. And yeah, G2. What do they have to work with in this round? BlameF
Barely
just...
anything.
Yeah, BlameF is getting stonks with these kills he's finding. He's, what is he, 26 and 16? How is he this good at the game?
Yeah, it's not fair. It really isn't.
Oh, Lord, G2. They've got themselves a couple FAMASs, a couple UMPs, an MP9 Hunter, though. He does get an opening kill, and he turns it up with the UMP, actually. Okay, if G2 win this one out, I would be astonished, but Poison at least brings a bit of normality alongside Rush. They find a kill apiece and bring it into the 3-on-3, but G2, a nice opening there. It might have been an opening for a 16th. I mean, there's still chance, still a 3-on-3, there's still even Keel, but 2 FAMASs, a UMP against the 2 AKs, an AWP, now into the hands of Rush, dropped over from Poison, as Rush with just that 2 points of HP. And Complexity, they may be able to force overtime here. There's still a chance. There's nobody from G2 towards his A site. The closest player is Amanek, and with just a UMP.
Yeah, this could be huge here for Complexity.
Yeah. It certainly might be. This certainly might be a massive ending to the comeback. It was 11-4 down. Complexity have been rolling on this T side. Can they finish the job here, or will they fall just short against G2? Jax needs to find that first shot, but he gets tagged down. Nato spots him out, and that's his flank gone, especially as Nato will finish him off with the nade. There is another player there. That is Nexa, but these G2 players, after an opening, a double opening by Hunter, may just be falling and taking this to overtime. Nexa tries to go forward, he gets one, but Nato quick on the trade. It leaves it all up towards Amanek. A 1 versus 2, and Molotov towards the back of site. Amanek has to go aggressive. He's trying to find the shot for the UMP, but long range. It will be Nato sealing out with a 3K, and we will be going to overtime after a short break.
Leader, I got my team up. I've been a dreamer. I switched the scene up. I done got that green up. It don't make me fiend up, but they know I'm being with the rats. Call me the fiend up. Every word, smoke up, no lean up in my soda. Fresh and clean, got no hold up. I been an outcast, me and scared, we told ya. Been in that backseat, facts we move that word, but it ain't no D-R-U-G-M-B-M-U-S-I-C. I'm only human. If you cut the skin, I bet I bleed. And when my back against the ropes, put in that work, I lead. I see the vision clear, seeing things that y'all don't see. 2 dubs on the vision, call it 2020. beamer. I got my team up, made it all from rapping. We stacking, getting my green up. We all leaned up, took it a while, trucking a minute a mile, fucking up every style. You in it now, told her my family is proud. Willing to fight and we proud, bitch. I don't wanna talk, I just walk up. 100 bands can't trying to get on my stock. Love all my fans, fuck on my ops. We just make jams, all I make pops. Girls gon' dance, homies I'll rock. Came too far and we ain't gon' stop. Gave my life and I took my shot. Yeah, rose up top and I took my spot. Yeah. If it's a problem, then we really ready. Yeah, 100 with me and we for the war. My heart is formed and my vision deadly. I've been dialing in my sights, see it 2020.
Welcome back for overtime here on Vertigo. It was G2 taking the lead early on and finishing that first half 11-4. But ever since, it's been Complexity's map, I suppose. And that's exactly what we asked for here on Vertigo. We asked for a close one, and they've certainly delivered.
Can't get any closer than overtime. It's certainly delivered in so many aspects this game, as Kenny just with the AWP towards mid, standing guard on that position. Doesn't have anybody challenging for the time being, as Complexity mainly focusing towards this A site yet again. They found so much success there already this game that they're going to try and continue that form on the T side. And they'll be hoping they can pick up a couple rounds here on this T side of the overtime. Just to, you know, continue the T-sided sort of halves that both these teams are having. Nato underneath the crosshair will actually be able to get the kill on towards Amanek. Looks back at just the right moment, but Hunter's there as well, able to find one. Poison's quick on the trade, and that gives Complexity a huge advantage alongside Config, but Kenny S is still in the water sight, and maybe something magical will come through as he only is able to fight one. Rush able to dart himself away. That was a potential for a kill there. An extra kill at least for Kenny S, but for now, Complexity are going to be heading towards that B site. Look at where Blame F is positioned as he takes down Nexa. And, well, that leaves Kenny S a 1 versus 3.
Kenny S is checking his angles, though. And he is going to go for it, it seems. So we are on 16,000 for overtime. That allows him to go for this one. Is he going to go for the wallbang, though? Not quite. Beautiful timing on the flashbang there. Good job from Blame F. Poison, he finds the frag. Complexity picks up the first round for OT. And as you said, Complexity, they're looking to find a couple of rounds. I would say 3 is definitely doable for them here on the T side. Especially towards the later stages of that second half. They managed to really pull through on their T side. NATO Sapphics ended that final round in regulation. He started off strong in this round as well, finding that first frag. Complexity, they're looking strong right now.
Yeah, Kenny asks him to back away from mid there. Aggression from Complexity forces them back and gives them a lovely sort of bit of space to use there. Poison's been having a much better game than Overpass as well. He's 23 kills right now. He's looking pretty good, and with the AWP, he's been challenging Kenny quite a bit, winning a lot of fights against Kenny as well, so certainly feeling more comfortable on that AWP compared to Overpass, and we'll see if Complexity can find themselves another in OT. This G2. They're still on a 5-on-5. They've got Kenny on the AWP as well, 4-on-4s. Amanek close by towards a ramp. A smoke from his teammate. Gotta block things off, and Hunter takes a lot of damage through the wall there. He's down to 34. So G2, they need to be careful. As he pushes forward, Amanek, he will only find one. This goes 2 for 2 though. Trades galore on the A site as it's bomb not yet planted. Poison tries to get it down, but Jax is just going to push through a smoke and find 2 with the help of a flashbang from Kenny, and G2 may just be able to tie this game up once more. Blame F trying to go forward, finds the first, but Kenny S around the site will finish up the round, and it will be G2 securing a 16th. Complexity can't quite find the second round of OT there.
Yeah, they need this round here, Complexity. I feel like if they don't secure this round, it can be very difficult for them on that CT side. We saw how much, well, both of these teams, obviously, that's why we ended up in OT. Saw how both of these teams had issues on that CT side. G2 initially were actually doing all right, but then, was it 5 rounds in a row towards the end there? I think it was 5 or 6. 5, yeah. So, Complexity towards the later stages of that second half managed to bring it back into OT. And now they go 1 for 1. Complexity looking to close this one out 2-0, and G2 trying to stay alive. Trying to push us into new.
Yeah. Also, just a funny thing, Fnatic versus Vitality, that's just gone to overtime on Vertigo as well.
Oh my god,
so,
I love it.
We've got 2 of the same game here. Let's see if Complexity, they can find a second round as Hunter. Playing around the smoke, it's actually allowed Config to go all the way through the Ivy position, but misses the chance to get that quick kill. He's going to come back through the smoke, and actually a bit of damage done alerts Hunter to his presence in the smoke phase, though Config, he still gets the kill. Of course he does. He's not doing too shabby either this game. He sits on 24 kills. But D2, they still have 4 players alive and still the chance to try and bring this one back, but Complexity are looking ready to find 17. Complexity, they will head in towards that B site now as G2. They're going to have to rotate over. Nexa puts up a good hold to begin with, though. Config is getting lost inside of the smoke as he tries to jump up. Kenny S, a quick shot, will annihilate him. And now, Complexity, they've lost that advantage, but with the bomb planted, they can now take up defensive positions. Amanek coming in from the backlines, though. Is he going to be able to find a cheeky kill here? Blame F, maybe visible, maybe a potential frag for Amanek, but Blame F, he's watching for it. He's going to get taken down, though, by Jets and Poison with 2. Amanek now swings in from that backline position to take down Poison. Rush has been able to deal with Amanek's teammate, leaving it in a 1 versus 1. Rush with just 17 points of health. Amanek has a kit, he's just going to stick it, but it gets pushed off it by Rush, and will just about have enough time to get the kill and get the defuse. No, he won't! It just about goes the way of Complexity at the end there, as Rush waits just enough time off the clock to pull Amanek off it and give his team the round. It was the slimmest of margins there.
It's absolute ridiculousness, man. I loved every second of this game. It's beautiful. Beautiful. 17 to 16. Yeah, same, man. This can go on forever, and I'll be alright with it.
Sure, the teams won't be.
It's gonna be a long day if they continue like this, that's for certain.
Yeah, but now, G2, they take their turn on the T side, the side that both of these teams have been looking very strong on. So they'll be glad they got 1 round. They've kept Complexity off match point for the time being, but down around still, they now need to try and fight back. And it's going to require all 3 rounds for G2 in this second half of OT to close out the game here. Config. That's a nice double. Make it a triple from him. NES eventually shuts him down, but the nades, the utility, is very good for the Complexity side as they look to find 18, and the chances of G2 finding the 3-0 in this half are looking very slim now as he sit in a 2 versus 4 of a collective 26 HP. It's difficult to say the least here. Config close by, already 3 kills to his name, looking for more. There's a 4. Only 1 more to find. Kenny S, the last player alive.
Get it, boy.
With to him. Okay, never mind. Kenny will eventually shut Config out of the round. Disappointment. He's just a natural at taking aces away from people. his team or the enemy.
It's true.
But certainly, work his way in towards the A site. Rush from the sandbags. That was always going to be his kill. Complexity to 18, and they are on the cusp now of taking this series 2-0 against G2.
That's absolutely insane, considering that the first half ended up 11-4 in the favor of G2, and going into this one, we even discussed how G2 had a real good chance of taking a victory here on Vertigo, and if they managed to do so, would actually have a real good chance of taking the victory on you, thus resulting in a reverse sweep against Complexity. But now Complexity, they managed to bring it back in the second half, push it into OT, and now one round away from shutting it down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he said G2 they had a very good chance at Vertigo, and they did have a very good chance at Vertigo. The 11-4 up in the first half. So though he finds an opening, Hunter up on as well. G2, they're staying alive in this one. For how much longer?
That helps.
Yeah. And it's all up towards config. 1 versus 3. Being pushed by Kenny S. That's a quick shot. G2, 17 on the board. 1 away in the final round of OT.
Take a quick note of the kills here on the players. So we had Blame F pulling his weight and the rest of the team for that second half. He was the only one who had numbers in first half. He was keeping those numbers up for the second half. Now it's Config at the very top of the scoreboard on 30. He's been hitting some crazy shots these last couple of rounds, and that's definitely helped him out. But everyone is pulling their weight on both sides of the aisle. No one is willing to let this one slip. All doing every single thing, everything possible to try and pull out a victory here on Vertigo. Complexity, they just need one more round. G2, they need one more round to push it into yet another overtime.
Blame F. He's positioned over behind this pillar. Is a flashbang going to touch him? Yes, it is. Poison, though, has found the opening, and Jax pushing close. That's an easy kill for Blame F. The free K from the Complexity players does leave it just up towards Amanek, who's all on his own, and Config spots him out. He's going to try and look for the frag around the smoke. He can't get it. Amanek will just about stay alive, but 3 more players to find. 41 points of health to do it with. 50 seconds on the clock. Can he find anything here? Molotov's behind him, afraid of a lurk. He pushes forward. Poison, though, with the P250, will close it down.